Long ago, in the ancient kingdom of Babylon, there lived a man named Daniel. Daniel was not an ordinary man. He was wise, honest, and deeply faithful to God. Even though he lived far from his homeland, Daniel never forgot what he believed. He trusted God in every part of his life. Because of his wisdom and good character, Daniel became an important leader in the kingdom. At this time, a king named King Darius ruled the land. The king trusted Daniel more than almost anyone else. In fact, Daniel did such an amazing job that the king planned to place him in charge over the entire kingdom. But not everyone liked this idea. Some of the other leaders became jealous. Why should Daniel be above us? They whispered among themselves. They wanted power, influence, control. And Daniel stood in their way. So they began searching for something, anything they could use against him. But there was a problem. Daniel was honest. He didn't cheat. He didn't lie. He didn't abuse his position. No matter how hard they searched, they found nothing wrong with him. Finally, one of them had an idea. "We'll never trap Daniel," they said, "unless it has something to do with his faith." So the jealous officials came up with a plan. They went to King Darius, speaking carefully, flattering him. "Your Majesty," they said, "we think you should make a law. For the next 30 days, anyone who prays to any god or person except you should be thrown into a den of lions." The king, perhaps enjoying the idea of being honored, agreed. Without realizing the trap being set, he signed the law. And in that kingdom, once a law was signed, it could not be changed. Now, Daniel heard about the new law. He knew exactly what it meant. If he continued praying to God, he could be arrested. If he stopped praying, he would be safe. Daniel had a choice. But Daniel did not panic. He did not hide. And he did not stop trusting God, just as he had always done. Daniel went home. He opened his windows toward Jerusalem, knelt down, and prayed to God. 3 times that day, he thanked God and asked for guidance, just as he had always done. The jealous officials had been waiting. The moment they saw Daniel praying, they rushed to the king. "Didn't you sign a law," they asked, "that anyone who prays to someone other than you must be thrown to the lions?" The king answered, "Yes, the law stands." Then they said, "Daniel has ignored your command. He still prays to his God." The moment King Darius heard this, his heart sank. He realized he had been tricked. He didn't want Daniel harmed. All day long, the king searched for a way to save him. But the law could not be changed. As the sun began to set, Daniel was brought to the lion's den. The king looked at Daniel with sadness and said, "May your God, whom you serve faithfully, rescue you." Then Daniel was lowered into the den. The entrance was sealed with a giant stone. Inside waited hungry lions. That night, King Darius could not sleep. He refused food. He paced back and forth, worried about Daniel. Meanwhile, Daniel was in the den, surrounded by lions. But then, something incredible happened. God sent an angel to shut the mouths of the lions. The lions did not harm Daniel, not even a scratch. Morning finally came. At sunrise, the king rushed to the den. His voice trembled as he cried out, "Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God, whom you serve faithfully, been able to rescue you from the lions?" Then, from inside the den, came Daniel's voice, "May the king live forever. My God sent his angel, and he shut the mouths of the lions. I am safe, because I was found innocent before him." The king was overjoyed. Immediately, He ordered Daniel to be lifted out of the den. And when they pulled Daniel up, everyone could see he was completely unharmed. Not a single wound, because Daniel had trusted in God. King Darius was amazed. He made a new decree throughout the kingdom, saying that people should respect the God of Daniel because he is the living God, the God who rescues, the God who saves. And Daniel continued to prosper in the kingdom. So, what can we learn from this story? Daniel teaches us the power of staying faithful, even when life becomes difficult. He didn't stop doing what was right. Just because others pressured him, he trusted God, even when the consequences were terrifying. Sometimes we face our own lion's dens in life, moments of fear, pressure, or uncertainty. But Daniel's story reminds us that courage is not about never being afraid. It's about standing firm in what you believe, even when things seem impossible. And sometimes, help comes in ways we never expect, because faith, courage, and integrity can carry us through even the darkest nights.